Hey everyone, thank you so much for being here today. My name is Denise. I'm also known as heywigsister on Instagram and Facebook. Today I'm here to bring you a wig review in partnership with Name Brand Wigs. I'm here to show you a brand new color by Jon Renau. This is the color Peppercorn. The code for this is 1B/60. This wig is Julianne. Julianne is a beloved style by Jon Renau and has been around for a number of years. I can't wait to show you all about it. We will go outside. I'll show you inside the cap. I'll tell you everything you need to know about this wig and this color. So if you'd like to know more, then stick around. If you've been watching me, you know that I am a fan of Name Brand Wigs, and it isn't just because we partner on a lot of reviews. I was a customer of theirs long before I ever reviewed for them. I'm very grateful to have a wig retailer in this space that is so dedicated to the wig wearing community. They put out so many reviews at great cost to their business. It is so wonderful that they allow all of these reviews to be put out to the world, and they're a faith-based organization, which makes me very, very happy. So if you've not checked out Name Brand Wigs, please go to their website, namebrandwigs.com. I do have a link in the description box below this video to this exact wig, so you can go check it out if you're interested in the wig or the color or both. All right, let's take a look at this all the way around. I don't know what I did to be so blessed to be able to show you guys so many styles, but I am truly grateful for the opportunity to share so much with all of you. I just love being a part of this community. It has made my hair loss totally worth it, and so I'm really, really grateful. I just wanted to say that. All right, let's talk about Julianne. I will talk about this color a little bit later in the video. The structure of my videos is I talk about the wig first, then I talk about the color, then I go outside with the color. I do have timestamps in the description box below, so if you are only here for some certain things, you can skip ahead to whatever you want to see. I try to make sure I timestamp the major sections, so make sure you go look at that if you're only here to see the color. All right, so Julianne, a beloved style by Jon Renau. It's been around for a number of years, and it is stunning. This has a fully hand-tied cap and beautiful curls, like sort of almost corkscrew, large barrel corkscrew curls. I did not comb through the back of this so that you could see how defined those curls are out of the box. Let's take a look. If you like that look, you don't have to comb through this. I have some curly wigs I never comb. I finger style, I finger comb, but I never take a comb to them because I don't want to risk relaxing the curl pattern. But if this is just too defined for you, you can take a wide tooth comb and you can separate and soften those curls. The more you comb through a curly wig, the more you will relax those curls over time. So be cautious unless that's your goal. If you are unsure, I think you're okay to comb through this one time, and then you can spritz it with water and then do some scrunching. Gentle scrunching. Everything you do to synthetic wigs puts friction on them, and friction is the enemy of wigs and clothing, so just be careful. But I think you can get the curl back. May not be exactly like it looks now. So just keep that in mind. If you are someone who's sort of just figuring out the curly girl part of wig wearing, there's a lot you can do to enhance curl or to relax curl on this journey. Something to know about the style Julianne, they actually have this style in a number of versions. So the one that I have is their standard hand-tied cap version. They also have it in a light version. They have it in a petite version, and I think they have the light in a petite version as well. So there's quite a few choices when it comes to Julianne. Let's talk about these fibers. They are beautiful fibers. They feel incredibly realistic. Nice and soft, silky, but not overly silky, so they've got realism. And as you know, if you have gray hair has a certain texture to it. This actually mimics that very, very well. I think they did a fantastic job with these fibers. The density on this is a kind of a light to moderate density. It's not heavy density, but it's not super light density. I think it's a kind of in between. So if you're looking for a wig that's got some style that will look good and nice with a curl pattern like this, you don't want too light of density because you want it to have just a little bit of fullness to play up the curl. I think it's kind of the perfect density. It's not heavy, it's not anything extreme, which I really appreciate. I do think that if you're new to wig wearing, this could be a good one because it's a hand-tied cap, so there's no permatease, and it's not very super poofy. I think it kind of falls right in between. Really, really beautiful style, beautiful density. Now I mentioned that this doesn't have any permatease, and that can be tricky in a wiglet with this type of a style. If you have a wig that's got really beautiful curls and waves and you have no permatease at all, you do run the risk of those falling flat. But I think Jon Renau did a great job of kind of layering just slightly here and there with these, and the way that they hand tied these into the cap, it gives it the body that I think it needs, but I don't think you miss the permatease, which is it's tricky to do that, and they did a really good job. Let's take a look at this lace front. Look at how good that lace front is. Now, the dark color on here is a black. It's a soft black. 1B is a soft black. Natural black is another way that it's sometimes referred to. That can get really tricky with knotting. The darker wigs you wear, the more the knotting on the lace front and the monofilament can be visible. It can become tricky. But look at how they brought that light color up to the front. So you just have a beautiful lace front. So good. Jon Renau lace fronts are a little bit hit or miss in my opinion. Sometimes they look really natural, and sometimes they look like they're kind of wiggy and you need to use makeup and things to sort of disguise them. This one, there's no issue whatsoever. They did a great job. And then you've got a full monofilament on the top here, so you can part this anywhere you want on the top. Left, right, center, deep, kind of off center. It really is up to you how you part it, and I think that is one of the things that makes this wig so awesome, because it's got so much flexibility. Let's look at that cap. So there's your monofilament. All that is parting space. All of that mimics the look of scalp. Then you've got your lace front right here, and that seam right there connects the lace with the monofilament. Sometimes people are sensitive to the seam. Occasionally, you can see the seam through the wig when you part it. Let me try to see if I can show that to you. Right there. Do you see that seam right there? But look at how far back it is. You have all of that space. I'm having trouble holding it and showing it to you at the same time. I'll do it when it's on my head, but you've got about 1.5 inches of space, which puts that seam somewhere up here, and that means it's not very common for people to notice your part line that far back. You can always put on a little bit of makeup to hide that seam, but I just wanted to mention it because if you're new to monofilament, many monofilaments come with this. It's very rare to see a monofilament that's seamless. So just keep that in mind. Soft ear tabs with bendable stays in there. Extended nape, Velcro adjusters, and then this is hand tied. This is what a hand tied cap looks like. No wefting at all. And then back here gives the appearance of scalp. Right here, what makes a hand-tied cap so phenomenal is, number one, comfort. They can be so comfortable. Number two, realism. When you hand tie every one of these fibers into the cap, every single fiber moves naturally, just like your hair. Your hair isn't tied into your head, but it's connected to your head by a hair follicle, and then it can you can style it, move it around any way you want. Similarly on a hand-tied cap, isn't my hair looking beautiful today? Similarly on a hand-tied cap, if you get a cap with wefting, then all of those fibers are sewn in a track, a weft track, and they can't move naturally. most of the time it's not a big deal, but if you want to do a lot of styling with your wig, or you're going to be outside and it's going to be super windy, a hand-tied cap can be so helpful to have. It can make a really big difference. But with all of that goodness comes a high price tag. So hand-tied caps do run quite a bit more expensive than even their monofilament sisters, because of the labor involved in making a hand-tied wig. A human being had to hand tie every single one of these fibers into this cap. That can bring the price up quite a bit. But I think if you're very sensitive to wig wearing, if you're very nervous somebody's going to know you have a wig on, one of the ways to combat that is to get a hand-tied cap. Another thing that makes this so great is somebody can touch your head and they will not feel your wig. If they want to give you a scalp massage, then they'll feel the cap. But otherwise, if somebody just puts their hand on your head, just rest it on your head, they won't feel the wig. It will feel like your head. That's a huge benefit to wearing a hand-tied cap. One of my favorite things about it is how natural and comfortable it is. So let me show you that, if I can, where that seam is. I'm really exaggerating it, but you can see it right there. So nobody's going to hold their hair like this. See when I let it go, how it sort of springs back, and so the part isn't super obvious. I really don't think on this piece it's a problem. If you're sensitive to it, a little bit of translucent powder on a makeup brush, dab it in there, it will blur that line. It works like a charm. I do it often. If you want to show them on the part a little bit more, you can always pluck the part line. Some wigs are just densely knotted on the top and you can't see that part line very well. I am partial to being able to see the part line, so I do like to pluck a lot of my wigs and put a little bit of makeup on the part line just to make it look really natural. I do have a video showing you how to do that. If you want to watch it, I will link it in the description. So let's talk about fit. Jon Renau caps are generally average. They run very true to average. This one is actually a little bit generously sized. I had to cinch this one in quite a bit, actually, almost all the way, to get a really secure fit, and it has really good stretch. Hand-tied caps are sort of hit or miss on the stretch factor. Sometimes they've got excellent stretch and sometimes they don't. This one has great stretch. It's a little bit generously sized around the circumference, and I do get quite a bit of cap up here. Now, because of this style, that extra cap is not a problem for me. Sometimes on a straight Jon Renau style of the hand-tied version, I do get a little bit of a cone head sometimes right here because of having that extra bulk. I don't worry about it with this because there's a little bit of body here in the curls. It really does disguise that. If you are more on the petite side or average petite, I would encourage you to look at the petite version of this. I don't have that version, so I can't really speak to it. I did try one years ago, and I did find it a little small, so I must be in between sort of the petite and this to get my best fit. But cinching it in, wearing a wig grip, all makes a huge difference, and I can wear Julianne super comfortably. I have a 22-inch circumference. Because I've cinched it in so far, I think if you're 22 and a half, I think you're going to be able to wear this. Maybe even 23. It's hard to say. I can't guarantee it, but I definitely think between the stretch and the nice, generous circumference, this is going to fit a variety of women with different head sizes. Now, I get really good coverage. These ear tabs come perfect, right where I want them. My ear tab's here. The ear tab, let's see if I can do this for you guys. My top of my ear, the ear tab. I like the ear tabs to be a little bit in front and a little bit below where the top of my ear falls. That gives me the best bio hair coverage, and this one really does a good job. Plus, they've got all that hair sewn in there. It's great. So if you have no bio hair, that isn't as crucial as if you have bio hair to hide. If your bio hair is a similar color to the piece, you can blend it. My bio hair is actually not too far from this piece. It's more brown, but it definitely has the salt and pepper look. So I could pull my bio hair out and sort of blend it with it, and that would be so seamless. So then if I want to tuck, I don't really have to worry about that, but they do make root powders to help blend, so if that's a struggle for you. But I can tuck this. This is just going to be so comfortable to wear like this. It's a great, great style with all of these curls to do. You can do like a fun little kind of up put a little clip up there. You could do both sides to make it more of a bump it in the center. This one is so great because it's hand tied. So if you're good with bobby pins and things, I think you could even get some really cute updos with this one by sort of pulling some of this, bobby pinning it, and letting the curls spill down in a variety of ways. So this one is actually going to give, even though it's not long, I do think, now I got it all messed up, I do think it's going to give you some great styling flexibility. For sure. All right, let's talk about this color. Peppercorn. I almost forgot the name. 1B/60. So a 60 is a white and 1B is a soft black. So you've got soft black and white. Very heavy. Now, because this is such a dark color, it's difficult sometimes with lighting because it can throw off the camera's white balance. So hopefully it's coming across well. I will get outside for you guys, but it's heavy on the pepper and then salt sprinkled all throughout. So it's very well dispersed. And then, like I showed, they did go a little heavier in the front with those white to help with that the lace front to make it look a little more natural. Which, honestly, unless you're going to pull it up, I don't think you can tell that it's heavier in the front. Just when it's laying normal, let me put it back on for you guys so you can see. When it's laying normal, I don't think you can really tell that it's really heavier in the front with that. I mean, a little bit, but it's not super stark. You really only see it when you do that. Now, gray hair is in. It's all over Instagram. People, you know, stopping coloring their hair, letting it grow gray. But some people are using highlights to enhance their gray. So they're not getting a full head colored, but they might enhance it a little bit. So that could simply be what that is. If you're a little concerned and you want it to look natural, just something to be aware of. All right, everybody, let's get outside so that we can see this color in outdoor light. If you have any questions for me about Julianne, I'm happy to answer them. It's a beloved style. It's very popular. A lot of women have it and love it. So if you're looking at that price tag, wondering if it's worth it, I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. Name Brand Wigs has great customer service and they can definitely help you as well. You can email them, support@namebrandwigs.com. All right, everybody, let's get outside. All right, here we are with Peppercorn outside. The sun is really bright, making it hard for me to see. Oh, look at that color. So fun and unique. Oh, I got someone watching. He wants to know what I'm doing. All right, let me turn. No, I can't turn there because then I shade the screen. Or the phone kind of shades the sun. Just happens to be where that angle is today. Sorry, you guys. My outside looks are hard to do in the winter because there's just so much snow. Hopefully you guys are getting it here. I think I can venture a little bit into the snow here. So I want to make sure you guys get some direct sunlight. All right, one close up. Back into the shade. Last thing I want to do is fall down. Okay, there you go. Hopefully you got what you needed. All right, here's the out of the box. Want you guys to be able to see exactly what Julianne looked like out of the box. And of course, this is my first time seeing this color. So no idea what to expect. Remember, it's always my first time seeing it as well. You can really see how defined those curls are. So my finger combing, I did lightly comb through in the front, helped to kind of soften the front. But again, you can manage any way that you prefer. Comb it, don't comb it. The sky's the limit. It's your wig. Do what you want with it. But it looks pretty good out of the box. Really didn't need a whole lot of intervention. Thanks for watching, everybody. I sure appreciate you.